Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your news edition. These are the headlines. Sonatrach Group signs a $5.5 billion hydrocarbon contract on production sharing with the Saudi company Midad Energy in North Africa. The liberation of 1,968 Palestinian prisoners from Zionist jails as part of the first phase of the ceasefire agreement, an atmosphere full of joy among the people. Political crisis in France. The second government of Le Cornu takes office with the will of preparing next budgetary allocations proposals. A few hours before the last game of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Uganda, the football national team and the supporters are ready to celebrate the qualification in the Hussein Ait Ahmed Stadium in Tizi Ouzou. Welcome back. The Sonatrach Group signed on Monday a $5.5 billion hydrocarbon contract on production sharing with the Saudi company Midad Energy in North Africa. This contract, that will last 30 years, including 7 years of research, will focus on hydrocarbon exploration and exploitation in the south of Illizi. The Saudi company will finance the whole phases of exploration and exploitation. The production should reach 993 billion barrels of oil equivalent, including 125 billion cubic meters of natural gas intended for marketing. We listen.
Sonatrach and the Saudi company Midad signed a contract for the exploration, production and exploitation of deposits located in the southeast of En Amenas in the province of Illizi. This contract will allow the production of 125 billion cubic meters of natural gas, 103 million tons of liquefied petroleum gas and 101 million tons of condensate. This partnership is sustainable and will pave the way for other Saudi private sector companies. We hope that cooperation between our two countries will strengthen and develop further, not only in the hydrocarbon sector, but also in other industrial and service sectors. We look forward to further collaborations in the future.
The Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Transport, Said Sayoud, took part on Monday in Cape Town in South Africa to the ministerial meeting of the G20 on disaster risk reduction. It's the first participation of Algeria as a guest country. For the Minister of Interior, this participation reflects our country's commitment to promote international cooperation in handling disasters and the adaptation to climate change. We listen.
Algeria is committed to addressing disaster risks through a robust and ambitious legal, organizational and strategic framework that aligns with its national and regional commitments in the area. It draws on lessons learned from the past experiences and has adopted a truly participatory approach involving all national stakeholders and partners concerned with risk assessment. This approach has led to the drafting of a new law enacted in 2024 that established the principles of prevention, intervention and catastrophe risk reduction in the framework of sustainable development.
As part of the bilateral military cooperation between the Algerian Navy Forces and the Royal British Navy, the commander of the Navy Forces, the Major General Mahfoud bin Maddah, inspected on Monday at the Admiralty North Wharf, headquarters of the naval base of Algiers in the First Military Region, the versatile corvette Al Dhafar before its departure to take part in two joint exercises from the 19th to the 24th of October in the British Territorial Sea. These exercises will facilitate the exchange of expertise and the consolidation of the interoperability between the naval forces of the two countries, especially in the sectors of maritime security, combat swimming, submarine demolitions and intervention actions, which reflects the interests of the PNA to improve the military cooperation with the friendly armies and consolidate the operational capacities of the Algerian naval forces. The exchange of Palestinian prisoners for the last Zionist hostages took place this Monday as part of the first phase of the ceasefire agreement in In Ramallah and in the West Bank, as well as in Gaza, it was a day of celebration as nearly 2,000 Palestinian detainees were released from occupation prisons. They struggled to make their way through the crowd that awaited them. A look back at this explosion of joy with Ani Al-Bahri.
In Ramallah, in the occupied West Bank, and in Khan Yunis, in the south of Gaza, a large crowd waited outside the buses that were bringing the prisoners. People looked tense, their hearts full of hope. When the detainees finally appeared, the crowd began to cheer, clap, and shout with joy. It was a mix of happiness and relief, a simple but powerful wish to return home for those who had been unfairly held for many years in Zionist prisons. This day is historic for the families of the 1968 prisoners released today. It's more than a political act, it's a moral victory, a moment of unity and dignity regained. The freed prisoners spoke with tears about their long years of pain and abuse behind prison bars, but also about the deep emotion of seeing freedom again. Today, Palestine celebrates not only the return of its sons and daughters, but also the hope of a new beginning, a small but precious moment of happiness, even among the ruins and wounds of war.
The French crisis continues as the second government of Le Cornu is now announced, with the French people hoping it survives longer than the first one, all while closely watching the preparations for the next budgetary allocations proposals.
After the imploding decisions and short-lived government, within a week, Le Cornu came back this Sunday night to announce the new 34 ministers, who are elected members and high profiles of the civil society. Some describe this as an incarnation of the 2017 order, others as a failed attempt to save face. On the opposition side, rumours of an open transitory government are spreading.
We're
not elected to be heard, we're elected to do what is asked of us, which makes this government a well-orchestrated play, as there is no hope in retirement suspension discussions with those who are elected.
The RN and LFI have filed their common motion. Ecologists rejoice with the new technical government, and the socialists remain observant, building suspicions, yet stating their own conditions.
Aujourd'hui, il y a un nouveau gouvernement.
We now have a new government. Who the minister is not relevant, but how can the person in question answer to the needs of the French people is what matters to the socialists. This is why last August we made a proposal for a budget plan that aligned with the economic situation in the country. The president decided to go for someone from his own political party once more. So now we will wait for Le Cornu's proposal and see if that leads to an active debate in the parliament for all budgetary allocations, but for now we shall wait.
L'État et le budget de la sécurité sociale, nous verrons à ce moment-là, mais à ce stade, nous sommes dans l'attente des annonces du Premier ministre.
Republicans adopt a more straightforward approach, refusing the retirement reforms and reigniting the Rotaillot-Vauquier feud in the right party by excluding 6 Republicans who expressed their interest in joining Le Cornu's government. According to Rotaillot, Le Cornu is actively poaching members of the party. In the midst of these accusations, the right now stands at a crossroad between loyalty to the party and the power struggle temptations. As Rotaillot keeps losing more points, Le Cornu prepares to address the French Assembly on Tuesday, hopefully gaining more supporters while navigating through the strategic tides of survival versus reforms.
The Section of Communication and the Presidency of the Republic expressed its condolences to the family of the retired journalist and great reporter of the national radio, Masoud Ramdani. The deceased left an impact on his colleagues and those who knew him. In this painful circumstance, the General Direction of Communication at the Presidency of the Republic expressed its deep compassion to the family of the deceased and to the whole media corporation, praying Allah Almighty to bestow His mercy upon his soul. And the General Direction of Communication at the Presidency of the Republic also expressed its condolences to the family of the Dean of Algerian Press, Boubacar Hamidchi, who passed at the age of 82. The deceased marked the Algerian press since its independence with his relevant analysis and rare journalistic acuity in several media companies. And sports now. After ensuring its qualification to the 2026 World Cup following a win against Somalia 3-0 in Oran last Thursday, the football national team started its preparation for the game against Uganda on Tuesday at 5 p.m. at the Hussein Ahmed Stadium in Tizi Ouzou with a strong will to finish the qualification campaign with a win. Mahrez and his teammates are willing to be the best African attacking team as they share the first place with Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. And not only the team, the crowds are also getting ready for the game. Many supporters have traveled from other provinces across the country to experience the joy of qualification in one of the most beautiful stadiums in Algeria. Report with Sid Ahmed Bourayeb, commentary with Alani Al-Bahri.
A fantastic atmosphere reigns in the city of Tizi Ouzou, which hosts the Algerian national team, which will play its final match of 2026 World Cup qualifiers against the Ugandan national team.
There's a very good atmosphere here. We hope to celebrate together on Tuesday at the Hussein Ahmed Stadium. The people are quite happy to be present here among us today, to celebrate the match and witness the upcoming events. I came from Constantine to experience the joy of qualifying in one of the most beautiful stadiums in Algeria.
The welcome was exceptional and reflected the Algerian public's attachment to their national team, especially after their qualification for the World Cup. In addition to the performances, the region's traditions were an opportunity to strengthen them. Other highlights included the players visiting the sick at the Tizi Ouzou hospital, and the emotions were palpable. All the conditions are in place for the great party and to properly celebrate Algeria's return to the biggest football event on the planet.
And with this atmosphere full of joy, we come to the end of our edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Have a good night.